With the NFL draft right around the corner, you'd think that we would know just exactly what the Minnesota Vikings are going to do with that first overall selection, right? However, that isn't the case in this year's draft. Last year, we knew exactly what we were doing. We were going to draft a quarterback. We held the 11th overall pick. We ended up trading up to number 10 to select JJ McCarthy. We knew that was going to happen sometime in the first round, whether it was at that 10th overall pick or at the 17th. We knew we were going to draft the quarterback of the future. This year we are going into the first round not really knowing what Minnesota is going to do. We maybe could have had a good idea of what we were going to do, say before the free agency signing period, before we signed, the offensive guard Will Freeze, center Ryan Kelly, the defensive lineman Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave, cornerback Isaiah Rodgers. You kind of have an idea of what we might have done. But now that we made those signings, it's kind of up in the air. What will Minnesota do with that first overall pick? And we haven't heard much rumblings surrounding Minnesota's first round draft pick, basically at all. Everyone's talking about the first couple, from one or first through third picks or the top 10 picks, which is usually what always happens in the draft. But when you have more than four draft picks, it's a little bit easier to talk about your team doing something than not doing anything, right? We only have four draft picks. So what will Minnesota do? Are we going to add more firepower? We talked about a couple weeks ago, or at least a week ago, or something like that, where Minnesota could trade down, and that seems like the most ideal option at this point in time. So let's get into it. Before we do, shout out to our affiliate partners at Green Gridiron. If you want one of these mini helmets, feel free to hit the link that's pinned in the comment section. Use the promo code MINSYN, MINSYN, at checkout to receive a small discount on your purchase. They have NFL helmets, college helmets, fully customizable ones, and yes, they also have the replica helmets as well. Not just the mini ones, they have the big versions. So if that's something you would like for your man cave, for a gift, for something just to have around the house, hit that link. Use the promo code MINSYN at checkout to receive that discount. And yes, I know somebody informed me that they are out of the white Viking helmets. That's okay. All right. They have the original helmets and stuff like that. You don't have to just click the link and you have to buy this one. You can buy whatever your favorite team is. If you're watching this video and you're a fan of, oh, I don't know, the Lions or the Broncos or any of those kind of teams, you can do that. Just use the promo code MINSYN when you check out. And also, if they have a current deal going on, you can actually stack the promo code to receive even more off of that final price. So, the Minnesota Vikings only having four picks in the NFL draft is a tough spot to be in. There are ways for general manager Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah to get more draft picks. That's what ESPN's Matt Miller is hearing right now when it comes to the Minnesota Vikings. He said, the Vikings only have four picks in this draft right now, making them a prime trade back candidate in round one. This would be an easy way for them to pick up more draft capital, especially if there are teams wanting to get back into round one for a quarterback or a falling pass rusher. Should Minnesota decide to stay at and pick at 24, cornerback or safety are areas it could address. Now, trading down seems to be the likely scenario for the Minnesota Vikings, and it's no surprise that Matt Miller is hearing just that. Adolfo Mensa has found ways to maneuver up and down the NFL draft board over the course of his first three drafts. If you want the Vikings to trade down, there are a couple things you should hope for, with the first being a team wanting to trade up for a quarterback. 24th overall is a sweet spot to go up and get a player like Jalen Milroe or Jackson Dart. The other big factor is a pass rusher falls because the quarterbacks and wide receivers end up going early on. The Vikings will be able to potentially trade down with a team like the Philadelphia Eagles or the Kansas City Chiefs, or if the Kansas City Chiefs want to make the move up the board. So right now, as it stands, this is what I think is going to happen too. I feel like Minnesota is going to trade out of that first overall or that first round pick, whether that's trading back into later into the first round with the Eagles or the Chiefs, or even trading out of the first round completely to get a couple draft picks, right? Get a second round draft pick and maybe a third round draft pick or something like that, or a future draft picks. You never know what they're thinking, but for me, there's two ways to go about this. Option A, which I think is the most likely to happen, Minnesota trades down or trades out of that first round selection. Okay. Or option B, which I also think is a very reliable or could happen type of option is that the Minnesota Vikings will take the best available player at the position they need the most, a la offensive guard. If there's an offensive guard that they feel has the 24th overall pick type of talent, they'll probably take the best overall offensive guard. If they have the best overall corner, like a Maxwell Harrison still on board, maybe they'll stay and they'll take a corner because we do need the depth and we do need more corners, right? I guess that goes in hand with depth, obviously. But I think that those are the only two options. You trade down, you trade out of it, or you take the best available player at the positions you need and you evaluate them accordingly. Like if you have an offensive guard and a corner, who's the better one? You take that one with that 24th overall pick if he has the value of the 24th overall pick. You put a value on all these players and stuff like that. If you want to take a chance, do so, but I feel like Minnesota might be trading down. That seems like the most ideal scenario for the Minnesota Vikings. You let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of your night, folks, and Skol Vikes.